Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I appreciate you coming by. As always, we are talking about everything indie author, self-publishing journey, and of course, I am Jabril Yusuf Faraj, author of Guardians of the Cosmic Clocks. Today, we are going to be talking about scams. All kinds of scams, mostly internet scams because that's the easiest way for them to find you at this point. But I really wanted to go over some of the options and how scammers are getting at propositioning people who are publishing books, because obviously we are a target, right? We are out here with a product. We're trying to sell that product. We're trying to get it in front of more eyes. And of course, promotional opportunities, you never know if they are quite legitimate. If you want to know what to look for, what the red flags are, and who not to believe, stay tuned. If you have someone coming to you who you have never seen, met, interacted with before, and they just are pouring praise out on you about your book, please watch out, because most likely this is not a situation that's going to end well for you. Even if they're not an overt scammer, there are a lot of ways to be a business and not be completely legit. So again, look out. If you have someone coming to you and being like, oh my God, I loved your book and this and that, a lot of times they won't have details about, like someone would if they had actually read the book. They will take descriptions and anything they can get a hold of that is public and put that together, maybe even pop it into an LLM and generate, whether it's a form email or they're direct messaging you on X or Facebook or wherever it is, direct messaging on X. There is a vibrant indie author community on X, which obviously makes it a target for scammers. A lot of times what you'll see is book promoters who will follow you and then maybe even send you a direct message. Now, they're getting wise to some of these things, so they might not act the same way every time, but almost guaranteed anyone who's sending you a direct message, pitching any kind of promotional or even editing services for your books, not legit. Please approach with all caution. I have even had people impersonating author accounts. This is one of the other things that they'll do, is they impersonate a well-known, famous author and will, again, get in touch with you, flattering you over your book, maybe talking about agents. That's one of the things that they'll do, is direct you toward an agent, which is not an agent at all. So again, look out for that. You'll know that right away because they're gonna say something like New York Times best-selling author, but they're only gonna have maybe a few hundred followers. Easy to spot if you know what to look for, and the best way to cut through any of these schemes is to ask questions. That's what I want you to do, you guys. Ask questions. Ask, how did you find my book? Maybe ask them something about your book. If they're talking about it, like they've read it, ask them something that only someone who's read the book would know. Ask them what their favorite part of the book is. If they're talking to you about agents or this or that, just keep your eyes and ears open, and if any red flags come up, do not ignore them. One of the best ways to verify, especially with the author impersonations, is to find that author somewhere else on a different platform, most usually Instagram, because they're gonna be there and it's gonna be their actual account. And just send them a DM. Ask them if they are on X, because again, this is where a lot of that activity is happening. And if they say no, you know right away. I know what it's like being an indie author. You are always pinching pennies, trying to get the word out. Gosh, I have to have a website too. That's why I've chosen to go with tertulia.com for my official author website. Listen, websites out there, they're everywhere. It's overwhelming. What do I pick? Is it going to work for what I need? Is it going to be too expensive? You can hardly find a website that'll host a domain for less than $25 a month these days. Tertulia is only $9.99 and it is geared specifically toward indie authors like you and me. It looks great. It's so easy, and they are really passionate about supporting indie authors. Go over to tertulia.com, use the link in the description, create your account today, and get started. So I've covered a couple of the ways that scammers typically approach indie authors. It's book promotion, and it's posing as another author that is more accomplished and in some kind of position to help you, usually with an agent. There are a bunch of different ways, though, that people will try to take advantage of you along your self-publishing journey, and they'll come to you in all different forms, through the contact page on your website, finding your email and sending you an email. They may come on other social platforms. You never know what to expect. And so I have a very simple rule that protects me from anyone, scammer or legitimate business that maybe isn't that legitimate. I don't do business with anyone I have not either met in person or spoken with via video chat. It's very simple. And anyone who actually wants to do business with you, they are going to say okay to that. Anyone who is actually an editor or an illustrator, oh, there's another one, illustrators. Watch out for illustrators. Vet your illustrators. There are so many scammers or not legitimate actors out there. That's another way they come to you. So whether they're an editor, an illustrator, a promoter, if they are a real live person and they're looking for clients and they want to do good work and work with indie authors, and you say, hey, all that sounds great, but I don't do business with anyone I haven't had a video call with. Can we set up a call and just finalize these details? They shouldn't have a problem with that. If they do have a problem with it, again, big red flag, and you know to run the other way. That is most of what I have for you today. The general points, again, are if someone comes to you flattering you about your book, think twice. If somebody approaches you offering to help you in some kind of way that might be valuable, again, think twice, ask a lot of questions, and if somebody is soliciting business from you or you are soliciting business from them, make sure that you take that final step and have a face-to-face before you send any money. That is going to protect you, because goodness knows we are always looking for opportunities. We're always trying to get the word out, and we are always looking for good people to do work with. And I know it's like a minefield out here. So again, protect yourself, ask those questions, do your due diligence, and pay attention to red flags. Trust your gut. If I could give one last piece of advice, it's trust yourself, trust your gut, and if you are ever in question about something, go to the community. I've seen posts from authors that have shed light on the kind of scammers that are coming to them, what they're saying. I saw one, an author was like, someone came to me posing as a press, an agent, and wanted that author to give them their Amazon password to the back end of their Kindle Direct publishing, because they said that's the way that they set up royalties. That is in no way, shape, or form true, and you should not be giving passwords or private information to anyone. Anyone who's working with you on the up and up are going to have their own systems. They're going to have an official email. There's another way to catch scammers. They don't have legitimate emails or phone numbers, or, they're going to have a process that they do things. They're going to have an official website. You're going to be able to contact them through that official website, and they are going to feel professional. There isn't going to be anything that's off, because if they are real, they're going to be invested in your success, not making you feel awkward, strange, uncomfortable. And if you get those feelings, again, trust yourself, bring it to the community. Ask, hey, is this normal? Hey, I'm talking with this person about this and they're wanting me to do this. Is that how things typically work? And if it is, people will tell you that. If it isn't, then they're going to, have that answer for you. Because I understand you always want to stay open, because this person coming to you might be your next big or little break. And we want to stay open to those possibilities, because that's what's going to drive our career forward, get us in front of more people. But we also want to protect ourselves at the same time and make sure that we aren't being taken advantage of. And that's what I want for y'all. I want you to be safe. And on that note, if any of you ever have any questions about anyone who's coming to you, feel free to reach out. Leave a comment about any experiences you've had. Let's continue to build this community and share our stories so we can protect ourselves from people who would do us harm and keep moving upwards. So thank you for dropping by today. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I put out videos every week about my self-publishing journey as an indie author, about all the most important questions that you are looking for answers to. And I hope that you come back, because we are building something special here. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.